It is Wednesday the 19th of June 1963 and the Washington Senators are visiting the New York Yankees. This episode is a new approach to telling the history of America's favourite game. Just as radio stations would recreate baseball games from ticker tape messages, we can research this classic game and present it to you as if you were listening to the radio in 1963. Information was sourced from several sites and records, including retrosheet.org and sportsreference.com. This broadcast should not be considered a complete or fully accurate historical record. Nevertheless, this is our story of the game.
Sally, thanks very much for the weather there. Looks like we're going to continue on this little hot spell. The sun is down, the lights are up. It's 8 p.m. here at Yankee Stadium. The Mercury still sitting at 77, so we are enjoying the heat as we have the second game of the Washington Senators visiting the New York Yankees. Last night, of course, the Yankees extending their lead at the top of the American League. 10 runs put on the board against Washington's 5. And some stunning plays that we'll remind you of as we go through today's game. Who do we have? Let me just have a check out on the field. Home plate umpire is going to be Nestor Chilak, and we're still going to be still a minute or two away. So let's just have a look down what we have in terms of lineups for our visiting Washington Senators. It's going to be shortstop Ed Brinkman leading off. Followed that by the legend that is Mickey Mantle, over from third base batting second, and Jim King will be batting third from the right fielder. First baseman Bobo Osborne, left fielder Chuck Hinton, and centre fielder Don Locke is your middle of the order at 4, 5 and 6. And closing out is going to be catcher Hobie Landreth at 7, Chuck Cody the second baseman at 8, and Claude Osteen is your pitcher, and at number 9. Osteen, of course, well, we all remember what happened to him earlier in the year. One of the few teams to really just break through the Yankees defense when we were down there in Washington. We'll see if that matchup is going to carry on today, because it is the same matchup, by the way. It's Osteen pitching for the Senators, and it's going to be Jim Bouton on the mound for the Yankees, who's warming up now and gets another. So signal he's going to get another 2 or 3 warm-up pitches going through. So let's have a look over the Yankees defense. Hector Lopez, Tom Tresh, and Roger Maris is your left, center, right. Lopez at left, Tresh at center, and Maris on right. Shortstop will be Tony Koufax, and your Ted Runners 3-2-1. Clayton Boyer, Bobby Richardson, and Harry Bright. Boyer at third, Richardson at second, and Bright over at first. Elston Howard is having a sterling year and has stepped up in the last couple of weeks. With Mickey Mantle just sitting there in the dugout with a broken foot. But here, supporting the team as well. So there's a lot of experience. There's been absolutely nothing at Yankees dugout apart from giving moral support. Not that they're needing it. Elston Howard catching, and said there Jim Bouton is going to be pitching for the Yankees. Your umpires, as already mentioned, Nestor Chilak is going to be home plate umpire, calling balls and the strike. John Rice is managing first base, Bill Valentine up at second base, and Bill McKinley is your third base umpire. Mercury, as we said, 77 Fahrenheit. Little ground scorers are saying everything. Timekeepers are all ready to go. We are just waiting now for the signal from Chilak that we can get this game underway. He's teasing us now. Arm goes up and the clock is about to start. We are underway, and it is going to east. Bouton's already started off stepping back, even though he's been given the signal to start already. Just sending up a little bit of mind cadence with Ed Brinkman. It's Ed Brinkman, Mickey Mantle, and Jim King to start off with. Bouton steps up on the mound, and he's going to throw that through. Strike one gets us underway here. Coming up there nice and high in the zone, dipping down nicely. A little bit of a curveball coming through on that one there. Ed Brinkman just deciding whether he's going to go for that one. We're going to get pitch 2 coming down now as well. and that's going to be fouled off down the left hand side for Brinkman, and that's going to take us to 0-2. And Brinkman, 226 for the year so far, so not posting the sort of brilliant numbers that you would expect from a lead-off man there, as that one gets fouled off again there. Left hand, same place, so it's going to stay at 0-2. Jim Bouton just taking a beat now. Looking down at Elston Howard, nods his head, sets himself up, and the pitch goes through the middle there, but not swung on, so that's going to be... It's being indicated as going wide out to the left, so it's a 1-2. Newton's not happy with that one, just a raising of the head and looking at the umpire there. And the 1-2 comes down at 2-2 there. That one goes out on the left, but goes for another ball as well, so not quite happy with the zone there. 2-2. And he's going to come down now 2-2 with swing and a miss on that one, and that's going to be strike 3 and out number 1. First batter retired. Yankee Stadium making known that they're quite enjoying that one there, as we welcome up 9 times All-Star Mickey Mantle stepping in here. Batting average is going up there, 344. It's getting the bats making contact. No distance really this year yet. No home runs on the board either, and that's taken there for ball 1. So 1-0 on the count there, just letting that one go past. Jim Bouton, as usual, working mix of fastball and curveball. So that one gets fouled up high into the backstop and into the crowd there. Somebody's got themselves a souvenir, so the count goes equal 0, 1-1. And there's just a fastball coming down from Bouton. He's just, ready for the curveball. He's just giving everybody straight down the middle to see what this, and that one goes low outside the zone for ball 2, 2-1. Just as I say, it's all fastball. He decides to throw just a little bit of a curveball there, but going for the center of the zone and dropping low on that one there. And there's another one that is going low for a 3-1 count. And also it's been a long time at this game and knows what he's looking for when he sees those pitches, as he lets that one go behind there, but it's going to be called out, strike 2. So count goes full, 3-2. And payoff is coming down now, and that goes well low underneath the zone, and it's going to be given as a walk there. So Minosa heads himself up on base, and it's the first base runner for the Washington Senators there. So we welcome in Jim King. At 254 batting average that he is showing there is probably just a little bit low for what you would expect here for this slugger. It's the 11 home runs and probably the more interesting count that we get on that one. So it's the top of the first, 1 out and 1 on first base. Jim King steps in and he's going to wait, and he is going to see ball 1 coming through there, as that one goes incredibly low out the zone. Just having a little look at that curveball and not finding that through, as we see him ready for our 1-0, goes 2-0. Light's a little bit better, but snicks to the outside there. King batting left-handed, so he's in the right-hand side of the box. 2-0 comes, and there's another one that goes and just fades away at the end. So the count is going to go 3-0 on that one. So 3-0 comes down, and that's going to be hit high. It is deep, but you can already see Tom Fresh not having to move at all. He's got the position arm in the air, and there we go. Caught there in deep centre field there. Fresh up the warning track nearly, but well placed. Maybe about 15-20 feet away from the wall there. Caught out on a fly ball into deep centre, so that's 2 away. Fresh was ready with the arm. Richardson covering second base, so Mickey Mantle has just stayed there on first base, so 2 away for the Senators. And runner at first as we welcome in Bobo Osborne. Well, the Senators did drop down last night, as I said, losing out 5-10 to the Yankees. Osborne put up 2 home runs there, and so was quite happy with that one there. As we get ball 1, strike 1 called. As that one just it does hit the bottom of the zone. And it comes down, and we get another one going low in the zone. And it's not 2. Osborne falling behind here. Taking his time, batting 237, as I said, 11 home runs. So a player that, here we go. 2-0 comes in, and oh, that is hit high. It's going to be hit hard. It's going to be long. It's fading slightly. Tom Tres thinks he's going to get it. Oh, he's tripped. And he's bounced behind him, and it's over into the stands on that one, but it's bounced just in front of the bleachers back there. So he's going to get himself Bobo Osborne the double on the ground rule. And that's going to push Mendoza over to third base as well. He's probably going to be a little bit disappointed on that one. Catch there. And just giving Mendoza probably, as those heavyweights thought there was going to be another run in there if possible. I say another run, he popped them up, but still nothing on the board here as yet. Chung Hinton steps in. We go from somebody who home run last night in the shape of Osborne. Hinton picking up one of the errors that dropped through, as that one there is going to get clipped off the bat, but it's going to go for, it's called a ball. Loops all around the stadium there to Nestor Chilak. Not happy there. Howard just having a few words, but 1-0 it is. Big massive wave off there from Charlie going, no, we're going 1-0, and okay, 1-0 it is there. Good on shaking that off and getting ready. We're looking to get a strike that is actually put up on the board as a strike. It's not that one there, as that goes to the outside there, and batting right-handed, so he's in the left-hand side. 2 away here at the top of the first. Minnie Minosa out there on one of the corners. Third, Bobo Osborne up there in second base. 2 in scoring position as we get ball 3 down to Chuck Kenton, 3-0. He's quite happy in that one there. 2 in scoring position. So it is, well, there's not a few, only 2 out, so there's only a couple of choices here to get the 3-0 coming down, and that is going to be hit high to right field there. Hector Lopez is going to get underneath that. He's on the run, he dives, and that's into the glove just off the ground there. Not quite a dive, but bending down with the back there for out number 3 of the inning. Hector Lopez taking that one there. And coming off there, 1 hit for the Senators there. Bobo Osborne putting up ground rule double. Vinny Minosa taking some advantage of that after the walk, going over from first base over to second, but no runs coming off of that one. No errors either on the Yankee side, but more importantly, which we need to keep an eye on, is 2 left on base last night, so a total of 10 left on base for the Senators, so that is going to be something else for the team to keep an eye on. Okay, right then, so we are in the middle. We've got a chance to have a look through the lineup that the Yankees are going to take into bat here. Tony Koufax is leading off our shortstop, batting at number 1. Bobby Richards in second baseman, batting second as well. Tom Trash, who's center fielder, is going to be coming in from center field. He's already had a little bit of staying still and diving action, and he hit his 11th home run of the season last night. Speaking of home runs, Roger Maris, right fielder, batting 4th to start off the middle of the order. Cleet Boyer from third base, batting 5th. Elston Howard, our catcher there, batting 6th. Closing out the order, first baseman Harry Bright, left fielder Hector Lopez, and Jim Bouton, our pitcher, will be 9th in the batting. Lean over, we've got a little bit of time to quickly run through. Left, centre, right across the top for the defence of the Washington Senators. Chuck Hinton is left. Don Locke is centre. Jim King is out on the right. Ed Brinkman is going to be your shortstop for the evening. Your Ted Rogers across the middle. Mickey Mantle is going to be 3. Chuck Cuddy is going to be 2. And Bobo Osborne is going to be 1. So Bobo Osborne first base, Chuck Cuddy second base, and Mickey Mantle over at third. Catching is going to be Kobe Landreth, and Claude Osteen is going to be pitching. And there's a lot on these two pitches. We'll talk a little bit more about these pitches because they have history from the start of the month, and I think that's going to be key. So we've got Tony Koufax, who is going to be stepping in first. Koufax, Richardson, and Trash is your 1, 2, 3 here as we go into the bottom of the first, and that one is going to be fouled off high and down the right field line. That's not one as we go through. Koufax slipping in here. Claude Osteen, well, not really settled on a favourite pitcher. You could argue his sinker's kind of about there. Speaking of the sinker, there we go. That's going to take us to 1-1 there as that goes bottom of the strike zone, and Koufax just watches it goes past. So it's going to be a 1-1 coming through here as that comes down, and that's going to be hit well, and it's going straight over there to Chuck Cuddy at second base. Picks it up off the bounce of the foot down to Bobo Osborne at first base. And there we go, 4-3 opens under the way. 3 pitches there for Claude Osteen. So it's a first batter for both teams. Have not made it out to base. Strikeout for the Senators and a ground out for the Yankees. We welcome in Bobby Richardson now. 2 times Gold Glove winner. And MVP nominated for the MVP backing out in 1960. So some phenomenal big hitting talent here that we have facing that, and Bobby Richardson fouls that one off high and over the backstop and into the crowd there, and so we're going to open up there with a 0-1 count. Richardson 254. We're still looking to get a huge amount of heat going on here. There's enough to be going on with, but he's going to be hoping for a little bit more as he watches that one go past, but it's going to be an awarded ball, so it's going to be 1-1. It's a nice one to walk past here. Bottom of the first here, no score, and just the 1 out so far. For the Yankees, Richardson facing Claude Osteen on the mound. Osteen throws down one more pitch, and that is hit high. It's going out well. It's heading out left field. Chuck Hinton would be the one to get that, but he's well out of position, so that is going to bounce there on the ground. Hinton picks that up now, throws that down. Ed Brinkman shortstop ready for the relay, but Richardson happily down there with a single out to left field, lofted there. A little bit of high, but a little bit of pace as well, and then that's going to let him get to first base. So first base runner is the second batter. Hey, it sounds familiar so far. Same story that we have for the Yankees in the bottom as we have for the Senators at the top. Tom Trash comes in here. Good rookie last year, and as he said there, it was his 11th home run last night now. Swinging up to face Claude Osteen. And that's Claude Osteen just steps back. It's another moment. Bobby Landreth, catcher, just bouncing on the ankles, waiting for that one. Osteen steps in, and it is a quick pitch there, and it's going to go high. It's going in, staying on the inside track. Chuck Cuddy is going to be underneath that one, and Cuddy is going to catch that out there by second base. So there we are, second out of the inning. Fly ball not getting out of the infield, and Chuck Cuddy there putting Tom Trash back into the dugout. Just the 1 runner so far for the Yankees. Bobby Richardson out there on first base. 2 out so far, but on the first, still waiting for scores. We welcome in Roger Maris. He's a runner at first as he fouls that one off of there. Not a huge swing, sort of trickles towards the dugout on that one as we go 0-1. Maris, who's having a quiet start to the season here. Well, quite would be relative as he's coming in here with a 289 and watches that one go past, and it's going to be it. There's the ball coming through there, so it's going to be 1-1. Runner still out there at first. Count is equal low. 1-1. Osteen winds up, comes down. It's through the middle and out to the left. That's going to be strike 2. So we're 1-2 on that with a 208 so far. A runner on first. Harris is staying in the book. He's preparing for that one there. And it's going to come through on the 1-2. And it's going to be called strike 3. And with that, the side is retired. Well, no runs for either team there in the first inning. And one hit from both teams as well. Slight difference, so one left on base for the Yankees of that one. No errors to the Senators. And it's one strikeout for each of our pitchers as well. So it's pretty much all square here at Yankee Stadium as we look towards the second inning. Are there visions of Scottish villages in your head? Then bring your family to the American Academy of Music this summer season to experience the splendour of Brigadoon, featuring the talents of the Bronx Theatre Society and the Monroe University Orchestra. Be entertained by the magic and power of this modern-day classic. For advance tickets, call into the box office on 57 Jerome Avenue. Seriously? You're having me read out an advert for Brigadoon? You don't. At some point, I'm going to have to educate the rest of the box up here what exactly Brigadoon actually is and why I am giggling at it. Maybe I'll wait 100 years before I let them in on what's actually happened. Right, we're going up to the top of the second here, and it is going to be Dunlop, Hobie Landreth, and Chuck Courier for the Senators. Jim Bouton on the mound as we go through to the middle of the order. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be the 6, 7, 8 as we go through here. Dunlop is going to lead us off here, and it's going to open up with ball 1, so it's a 1-0. Tom does like to hit for power if he can get himself to the ball, but he absolutely gets a little bit hungry on that one because he really does like to just have a swing at the ball and doesn't quite often make. There we go through the centre there, and Dunlop swinging high above the ball as that one dives down low. Bouton's curveball coming into play, so it's a 1-1. Count is equal low. On Howard just deciding whether they're going for the next one, and it's going to come in there for ball 2. Getting low on that one. Top of the second here. No outs, no runs. Everybody's still all square as we go through that one there. And Locke hits that one high. He was always going to go for that one. The fans not happy with it, but it's going to fall in the gap. No, Bobby Richardson's leaning back that one and takes that ball. What do you call diving backwards there? Fly ball out there. Bobby Richardson's having a fun game so far out there. Well, that's a one plate appearance, one batter away. Jim Bouton will be happy with that one. Hobie Landreth comes in now for the Senators. Recent signing, joined the capital city halfway through May. 33-year-old veteran. All for the catching, Van for the batting. As we get ball 1, that goes past. Just the 186 on the average for the year. And foul that one there. So let's take a 1-1. Count goes equal low. 186 average for the year. No home runs on the board as yet. 4 RBIs though, so the 186 perhaps belying the utility he has, but nobody ahead of him there is fouled off once more down the first base line and towards the dugout. Count goes 1-2. Said more inclined to think he's been caught for the catching. Landreth Did some wonderful connecting with Claude Osteen. Again, that game back on June the 10th. Count is 1-2. Left for that one. It's going to be called ball. So sharp eyes. Count goes a go high. 2-2. Just bouncing there. 2-2 comes down. Fouled off once more down the right hand side. Getting contact a little bit too light on that one there. Going to stay at 2-2. That one there goes in. Ball 3. So all the lights are on. Literally all the lights are on. They've got a new scoreboard. It's only taken them 5 years to get it working here. 3-2. Fouled off there. So what's that? 2 more foul off. 8th pitch coming down here. 100 on the Senators facing Jim Bouton of the Yankees. One away so far. No runners on base. Top of the second, and that's going to be hit high, but Roger Maris is going to step underneath that one there, and that's going to be a comfortable catch there in a mid-left field, mid-right field. Can't give me left to me right. I need to bring it down. I'll have it sorted by the time I appear again there. Goes down there for Roger Maris to pick that one up there. So 2 up, 2 down. And coming up now for the Senators is going to be Chuck Cottier. Cottier, who's been struggling. Strong opening to this season, but that form is fading away a little bit. Down to second baseman's down to 206. And makes contact with that one, but it's going to be foul high. Out and 1. Certainly drawing out the fouls. Nobody's quite got their timing right here on this one. You got the fastball, the curveball is giving the height differences, and the speed is. Ooh, that one dives down low for ball 1. 1-1. A little bit of speed, a little bit of the vertical getting mixed up from Bouton as well as he shakes one off. And throw. Ball 2 goes down low there. Cottier. A little bit of a check swing there. I mean, it's the barest breath of a check swing. So, yep, it's going to be 2 in that one on there. 2-1 comes to foul. Well down first base and into the crowd there. Middle. Yep. Middle tier on that one there. 2-2. Count goes equal high. Jim Bouton still pitching down. Elston Howard is the catcher. Bouton gets the 2-2. And that's going to go into Howard's glove. So we're at 3-2. The count is full. There we go. Once more. Layoff comes down. Foul out or action. Foul. Well, Senators are certainly getting Bouton's pitch count going up here. All the lights are on. No, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. No runners on base. It's been a 2 up, 2 down. So far as contact's made up on that one, and it's going out left field this time. Hector Lopez gives a signal. That's going to be comfortable there. No need for the diving action that he had previously there. It's going to be another fly ball on that one. 1 out to second base. 1 out to Marison right. 1 out to Lopez in left there. So it's all zeros on the board. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on base here in the middle of the second. So yeah, that game, they said back there on June the 10th, it's worth just keeping an eye on that one and the results that came in, because it was Jim Bouton up against Claude Osteen on that one. And the key thing here is that the Washington won that game. A huge gulf between these teams, but Claude Osteen throwing a shutout. So even though Jim Bouton only allowed 1 run, 1-0 game went towards the Senators. And if you think Jim Bouton is going, I would quite like to get that sorted. The Bulldog certainly looking for a bit of revenge here. Of course, that game is down in Washington, so home field advantage there may have helped out. talking about home field advantage. We're in Yankee Stadium. I think there is home field advantage all the time here. Okay, who have we got for the Yankees now? Clete Boyer, Elston Howard and Harry Bright are going to be your 1, 2, 3 coming through in terms of the order. It's your 5, 6, 7. Claude Osteen is going to be staying out there. And it's going to go opening up with strike 1. Clete Boyer just lets that one go. Not happy to swing on it because, of course, he got a lot in the count to get all the way up to 3-2. So not one, he's got a little bit of play in that one there. See the neck. Foul that one there. So it's not 2. Now you're kind of losing that cushion in the count here, Clete. And they're not in 2. It's the ball coming down there for 1 and 2. Boyer leaves that one rightly this time. Bottom of the second, still waiting. Get a run on the board for either of the teams. 1-2 comes down there, and that's hit there smartly on the ground, bounces. Minosa picks that up over to first base. Bobo off ground takes that at first, well in time. Boyer easing up before he gets to the bag. Too much space on that ball there, reflected in a throw across the corner. So the old 5-3. Still to wait for an opening pitcher to actually get on base for either of these teams. Elston Howard comes in. An absolutely massive year so far. In the running, I would say, for the MVP or the American League, but we are only in June. Strike 1 thrown down. Howard watches that. Osteen goes ahead in the count for the second batter in succession. Not in 1. Howard, of course, stepping up to be into the team leader role, that sort of de facto captain on the field. Not 1. Gets a ball. 1 and 1. Count goes equal low. Yeah, with Mickey Mantle's injury at the start of the month, early in June, and then 10 weeks scheduled to be out of any game as it is. Fast, high and back, 1 and 2. But yeah, the Yankees will be missing. You would have thought Mickey Mantle and Howard, though, doing what needs to be done and picking up the slack. That's what the team is all about. Fouls that one there. Looking for the fences. Just pulls that one a little bit early. So we're going to stay at 1 and 2. Howard just calling for a bit of time there. Stepping back up. Bats on the crew. When he gets home tonight, his wife is going to show him how to tie his shoelaces in a double knot. Okay, step back in, little nods all around. Thanks to Charlie umpiring and a tip of the brim there to Claude Osteen up on the mound. Referee's forgiven. Let's play baseball. Oh, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Tying the laces on that one didn't make any difference at all. Second strikeout there for Claude Osteen here in the bottom of the second. No run still to score either side, but it's a 2 away. Yankees not with a base runner in this inning just yet, as we get a Harry Bright stepping in just now. Came over from Cincinnati in April. 33-year-old has been doing well. 324 for the season. Watches that one go past for ball 1. 2 home runs in the bargain as well. 33-year-old showing the form of the contact. 12 RBIs in there as well. Watches that one go past as well. Osteen trying to get the slider to work this time on him, and it's just fading away too much. Unless you can get in the swing, that is not going to be what you need to see. Oh, change up, going, he goes out low and right. No, honestly, my eyes can see perfectly. That was definitely a change up and not a slider. 3-0 on the count there. 3-0 comes down, and that's going to be pitched high. It's going centre field on Locke. Unlock gets that one there, but throws it straight back into the field. A couple of young fans are hoping for a little memento for the game. Locke not giving to him, he's going to get called out for that one. Later on, don't stray too far toward the pitcher's done. Otherwise you will never, ever hear anything nice after not presenting a ball to a young Yankees fan. Nevertheless though, the catch out in centre field there. Very bright. Third and a 3-up, 3 down for Claude Osteen. Banning not getting through his pitching. So no runs, no hits, no errors, none left on base. Duck eggs all the way down there for the Yankees. Are there visions of Scottish villages in your head? Then bring your family to the American Academy of Music this summer season to experience the splendour of Brigadoon, featuring the talents of the Bronx Theatre Society and the Monroe University Orchestra. Be entertained by the magic and power of this modern day classic. For advance tickets, call into the box office on 57 Jerome Avenue. Everybody catch your breath here. We're at 2 innings into the regulation 9 here at Yankee Stadium. Washington Senators, no runs on the board. New York Yankees, no runs on the board. And we're going to go loop through the bottom to the top here. Claude Osteen, number 9 in the order. The pitcher is going to be up into the box first. Then it'll be back up for Ed Brinkman and Mickey Mantle at the top. Game is tied here at the top of the third. And with that, we are going to see ball 1 as we head towards our first pitcher match with Jim Bouton and Claude Osteen. As I said, there is a bit of blood between these two already following that June the 10th matchup. Going to get exactly the same matchup here as we go through as well. And that's going to be called strike 1 as we go equal low, 1-1. Ninth batter faced here as we go into the top of the third. 1-1 count goes out, and that's thrown back, and Bouton catches that one on the mound, and it's his time. Gentle over, he's going to underarm toss that to Harry Bright in the end just to make that sure. 1-3 on the curves if you're keeping track at home. Jim Bouton there gives a little bit of a curveball there. Claude Osteen hits the bat, but it's straight back. It's mound to play, the mound to first. One away there, so that's 5 half innings so far, and no leadoff batter has managed to get on base. Back to the top of the order now as we have Ed Brinkman coming in. Struck out swinging in the top of the first. Jim Bouton there, ooh, throws some heat down there for strike 1. Well, back to the top of the order. Brinkman, 226. Interesting choice to put yourself in first, but not getting any more on that one there. That one comes down, and that's going to be hit high. It's going to be hit hard. It's going out to the outfield. Lopez and Tresh both running in underneath that one, and it's going to be a wave off as Hector Lopez running forward and takes that in the glove there. Slower swing than you would have expected there from Brinkman, but that is going to go high and long into the left field, hanging a little bit in the air. And Lopez on the run takes that one and keeps on running. Tom Trash getting very, very close on the coverage as well. They're just having a little joke with themselves there. Are they actually throwing a Rochambeau? Yes. I wonder what that means when they get back into the changing rooms at the end of the game. We will never find out. Mickey Mantle steps in now, draw walk in the top of the first here. Swings that one and sends it up foul for 0-1. 2 up, 2 down. No runners as yet in the top of the third here for the Washington Senators. No runs on the board for either team now as well. And we'll just ball one given from an offset on that one there, 1-1. Drops there to the bottom of the zone. Bouton just shaking that off again. Wasn't happy previously. Was it against Spinoza where he just wasn't happy with the call? It wasn't even a call. Bat made contact, but still giving a ball previously. But there you go. We're on a 1-1. Equal low. And that's going to go to the outside. A little bit low as well as we go 2-1. And also just bouncing a little bit more. Enjoying these later years. In his 10th year of playing at the majors there. And high there for ball 3. And also just supremely confident. I know where that one's going. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the third. Both teams looking to sort of break through the pitchers if they can find it. Swing on that one there, and it's going right field. Roger Maris is well, not needing a rock, paper, scissors. That one there is going to be in the glove. He just waves that one. Points back to the bleachers and goes. Well, I wouldn't want to go and try and retrieve that ball from in there as well. But there we go, 3 up, 3 down there. Bouton showing sort of pitching that he's been leading up to an 8. Of course, he's on a 7-2 just now. Is Bouton just now 8-2? 8-2, yeah. Friendly neighbourhood scorekeeper. He being right there. Middle of the third there, no runs on the board as yet, and we go into the bottom. It's another bottle of duck eggs there. No runs, no hits, no errors, no left on base, and I think Tom Trash threw rock and Lopez threw scissors, by the way. Not sure on that one, but there we go. Right, okay. Just a 1-day game to catch you up on that one. And that was with the Houston Colt 45s for Chicago Cubs. 3 runs to the Cubs, taking the victory at home against Houston's single one there. What's going on in the game? 7 hits to the Cubs, 6 to the Colts. 1 error apiece on that one. 8 games on the roster tonight as well, around both the National and the American, so we will do our best to get you up to date with them as we go through. And welcoming in now as we go into the bottom of the third. It's an 8-9-1 on the Yankees lineup. Hector Lopez, Jim Bouton, and Tony Koufax are going to be your 1, 2, 3. Claude Osteen staying on the bump. Bottom of the third year. Hector Lopez coming in first. The Panama Clipper. Clarton clips that one. And that's just going to go well foul down the third base behind the dugout there. So, 0-1. Osteen gets himself ahead in the count. Hector Lopez just taking a moment there. 0-1 comes down. Swing, contact made over to third base. Caught by Minosa for the bounce. Osborne picks that one over at first base there. And the most impolite applause you will ever hear on that one there. Hector Lopez hitting that one smartly. Minosa picking up off the bounce to third base. And then across the corners once more. So for the 6 half innings played, 6 opening batters up, 6 opening batters sent back to the dugout. time to the Yankees. 4-3, 5-3, 5-3. Engines not firing for the openers just yet as we get picture coming in now. Jim Bouton, just as we saw previously, picture, but now of course Bouton receiving, Osteen throwing, and that one comes down for ball one. Bouton just letting that one head out to the side. Osteen working that slider there a little bit. Looking to do just a little bit more action on that. It's going to be ball two. Bouton lets that one go low. Slide, bit of curve, a little bit low, a little bit yay. I've been listening to the kids as well. Okay. 2-0 comes down. High foul. Going through that one as well. 2-1 on the board. One out so far, bottom of the third. Nothing on the board for Washington or the Bronx either. And cold strike two. There's the cat goals equal high, 2-2. Bulldog waiting. That ball, if he can find it. Normally he's just going to let the count drift through, and it is important for the Yankees to try and get through Osteen as quickly as possible. There is a thin dugout in terms of rested arms. Flair is the 2-2. Fouled off there. We're going to stay 2-2. Yeah, the bullpen has been pretty much drained. 19 innings played in it was a couple of games ago, wasn't it? Yeah, but the arms are pretty much blasted in that one, so Claude Osteen will be looking to go 7 or 8 if at all possible, as we get the 2-2 coming down there for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, no runs. 3-2-1-0. Ted Rogers getting an extra one in for the bin at the end, so it's going to be a 3-2 count as that comes in, hit high, and that's going out. It's going to fall just after second base. It's going to be shallow in there, but Don Lock is in from the center field and picks that one there. Breaks Bouton's heart there. Looking for a bounce just in that space between second and the outfield, but Don Lock covering that one in well. To be fair, with the pitcher batting everybody stepped in just a little bit closer as well. You can just see them just now walking back, not too far actually, and it has to be said, as we go back to the top of the order, Johnny Koufax said in his second year at the majors, upped in his 4th home run last night, but form is a little bit down on last year, and gets ball 1. Given to him on that one there, and 1-0. So 2 away from the Yankees. It's been a pitcher's duel so far. Yankees have just had 1 base runner so far, and again it's Bobby Richardson, the top of the first. Fouled that one there. Shallow right hand line, 1-1. Koufax just needs to keep carrying on with his steady play. A little bit of the yips and be able to get over that one there. Ooh, swing and a miss. Strike 2. Osteen goes ahead 1-2, 2 away so far. It's a chance to retire the side in order if he can find that one there. And that's going to come in there. Ball is given, so it's 2-2. Out is equal high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch comes down, ball 3. So there we are, the new fancy dancy finally got a working scoreboard here in Yankee Stadium. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Oh, the lights are on. Payoff pitch coming down there, fouled. So we're going to stay 3-2, do it all over again. It's foul over action. Take your pick. 3 balls, 2 strikes, comes down, swing and a miss there. Hopes for the walk. And that's not going to be there. There's Johnny Koufax is going to be struck out looking there. Third strikeout for Claude Osteen, 1 per inning so far. And with that, it's another duckouts across the line. No runs, no hits, no errors, no left on base. Claude Osteen carries in with this pitching matchup. The 1 hit given so far and 3 strikes. Opposite number, Jim Bouton. Things like he'll do a little bit more work on that one there. Just the 1 strike. Ground ball double, and there's a walk in there as well. So if you're measuring with a cigarette paper, you've got to say the advantage here is briefly going to Claude Osteen, but no runs on the board for either team, so everybody quite happily settled as we get ready to go into 4th. Are there visions of Scottish villages in your head? Then bring your family to the American Academy of Music this summer season to experience the splendour of Brigadoon, featuring the talents of the Bronx Theatre Society and the Monroe University Orchestra. Be entertained by the magic and power of this modern-day classic. For advance tickets, go into the box office on 57 Giroux Avenue. I mean, really? Are there visions of Scottish villages in your head? Yes, every time I get homesick. Whoever booked that advert, you're having far too much fun. To be fair, so am I. Right, okay, Senators coming up here as we go to the top of the 4th. Jim King, Bobo Osborne, and Chuck Hinton all getting their second chance to have a swing and look for the hits against Jim Bouton, who's still going to be there. Elston Howard catching, no changes in the offense or the defense that I can see so far. And now we're going to go up here and open up top of the 4th with ball 1. Jim King, very much known as a slugger, 254 on the average, 11 on the home runs, and as we said, we still have to get an opening batter running into a base runner this game, and that's going to be called strike 1. It's equal low, 1-1. Then we'll just take another moment or two. King just steps back out there. Couple of fast snap swings there. Just checks it. Slugging shoulders. We're still ready to swing. King back in. 1-1. And ball 2. And for all that shoulder warm up, sign to stay steady as a stone. 2-1. Bouton just shakes off 1 pick. Brings in 1 more. And that's going to be a high fastball for ball 3. 3-1. King seeing 3 balls for a second at bat here. 1 so far on the game. 3-1 comes down, and that's going to be hit sharply to Bobby Richardson, straight off at shoulder height there. Caught over at second base. King putting on a bit of pace on that one. Not getting any height. Bobby Richardson allowing to get the glove in the way at shoulder height, but getting that up in time. Well, coming in now, Bobo Osborne. Ground rule double on Bouton in the first inning. Got himself and Mickey Mantle to the corners, and then with the double giving him the extra base, put 2 in scoring position, but nobody able to make any capital after that one from the rest of his team. It's going to be ball 1. Another high fastball coming in from Bouton there. 1-0. And pitch comes foul. Bounces right around the box and heads towards the on deck. Chuck Hinton quickly getting his feet out of the way of that one as it scurries across the ground. Count is 1-1. Fresh ball in Bouton's hand. He's going to try and get it towards his catcher. Does that there with strike 2. 1-2 on the board. Looking to go fast on this one. 1-2. Hits that one there and it's going to be high. It's going to be a little bit short left of field as Hector Lopez gets underneath that one. He's having a lot of fun out there. Thinks that one for a fly ball out there. So it's another 2 up, 2 down. Stepping up from the on-deck circle. In now is Chuck Hinton. Second time that Hinton is going to be facing Jim Bouton. A flew out to left field. Hector Lopez doing the job in the first inning at that point there as he settles in. Batting from the right, so stepping into the left-hand by. Wind-up comes through. There's pitch, and it's going to be a line drive out base field. And heading up there towards Lopez once more, actually, but getting underneath him there. Safe over to first. And with that, 2 away for the Senators here in the top of the 4th. But they've got their first base runner now since Bobo Osborne in the first inning, so they've had to go right round the order once more to manage that one. Still no runs on the board for either team as we welcome in Don Locke, also batting right-handed. Don opened up the second inning and flew out to short, and Bobby Rogerson taking that actually out just over the second base. And that's going to go foul, so we'll put that in the strike column and take us to not 1 runner up at first there. Hinton threatening to take a lead. He's just baiting Bouton to throw over to him. And yep, there it is. Bouton just has a sort of check throw over just to keep an eye. I think Hinton was close enough to the bag. Everybody knew that one, but Honor is satisfied, and ball goes back in there, so it's at 0-1. And wind up and through the middle there for strike 2 watching, so it's a 0-2 on the count. 2 away, and Runner still up there at first, and staying close to the bag. And wind up comes out now, and that's going to be hit straight into the arms. Clay Barr picks that one onto arm toss over to Bobby Richardson at second base, and with that force out there on Chuck Hinton is your 3rd out. It'll go down as a fielder's choice for Don Locke, but no further than that. 3 outs. That's your top of the 4th inning there. Just the 1 hit there coming from the aforementioned Chuck Hinton. Coming up, it's going to be a Richardson, Trash and Maris for the Yankees. You probably gathered from that, it's 4 zeros down the line. Runs are Holmes. Look, you would just have a look at the rest of the results that are being handed there. Have I got that bit of paper for some of the game results? Yeah, right. Ruben there, just grabbing the some of the games that we've got going through this evening. Most of them heading into the 4th and 5th innings here. So let's just take Detroit visiting Boston. No runs on the board there as yet. Philadelphia visiting Cincinnati. Philadelphia up by 1 in the 5th. Baltimore being held by Cleveland, who are running riot. It's 7 to Cleveland. There's they are in the 5th there. They're in the 5th there as well. And we got a close game with the Athletics and the Angels. Angels sneaking 1 ahead there. Here's carrying on here. No runs for Washington through 4. No runs for the Yankees through 3. Tight pitcher's game that Osteen And Bouton hand on the 10th is carrying on here. To the 19th midweek. Yankee Stadium. Well, there's plenty of space around here. I don't think we're going to get the 50,000 capacity in here that we've seen. Richardson stepping in now. And he's going to face Claude Osteen, and Osteen is going to throw fastball, and that's going to go down first base line high, but he's going to fall foul on that one there for a knock and one. Richardson looking to build on the MVP he had back in 1960. One coming in the World Series, of course, not winning the World Series, getting an MVP as that goes equal low, 1-1. Would you want to be the World Series MVP, or would you want to be lifting up the trophy? You'd want to lift up the trophy, and Richardson got the MVP instead. 1-1 comes down. And that's going to be let through for ball 2. 2-1. Richardson getting single in the bottom of the first. Sending that one out to left field. We'll just see the 2-1. Foul! Going high, it's not left. Going down right field there again and going foul. Well, that takes us to a 2-2. Will be Richardson hungry. We can get another home run on the board, just the one for the season so far as the 2-2 comes down. Goes for the bunt, rolls down to third base. Mendoza's running down to try and pick that up in the gap. It's Osborne's ready to get that, but it's going to be on base in time. Bobby Richardson there. Bunts the ball down the third base line. Vinny Mendoza having a run in and pick that one up off the ground. Try and snap that over to Bob Osborne at first base, but it is not in time. So Richardson 2 for 2 in the game. Both coming off singles. One going a long way down left, one going a short way. Tom Trash steps in here. Richardson waiting for that home run, trying to get going. Trash 11 in so far. He's not going to start off with that one, as that's going to be a swing and a miss there for strike one. Trash flew out on a fly ball out to Chuck Collier at second base for the second out in the first inning. Fouls that one there. Goes not into. Got a runner at first. Bobby Richardson been the only base runner for the Yankees so far in the first, and here in the bottom of the fourth as he watches that one go past. It's going to be ball 1-2, looking to get himself back into the count. 30 RBIs as well. Well, the Elston Howard's got more the Yankees in the season so far, and it's not that far. And ball 2. So count goes 2-2. Yep, Elston Howard 33 RBI count on Trash. That's 30. And you've got Bobby Richardson at first base as well, so he will be hoping that he can get an advancement round there. And Tom Trash ready to do that one. Richards goes for it and then dives back. Taking the steal there over at first base. Never seen somebody stop so fast and scurry back to that one there. So still a 2-2 count there. Osteen steps back onto the mound. 2-2 to Tom Trash. Now the 2-2 comes down. That's ball for the bunt, and that's going to go foul on the bunt. So that's going to be strike 3. And with that, the bunt that got Richardson on base, Trash attempting it as well to advance him, but no do's there. So that's going to be a fourth strikeout. Claude Osteen over 4 innings as we welcome in Roger Maris. No runs on the board yet for either team here in the bottom of the 4th. 1 out for the Yankees and 1 runner on base. That's Bobby Richardson. Maris steps in here, struck out against Claude Osteen to close out the first inning, and that's going to be ball 1, so gets himself a count ahead in the count. Runner remains at first. Landreth and Osteen working the tight pair there. Foul that one there, so count goes equal low, 1-1. Osteen Landreth back there, said on June the 10th, working well together. Harris gets the 1-1, foul on that one there as well, so it's a 1-2. Drops behind in the count. Osteen keeping an eye over there on first base. Richardson not taking too much of a lead. He's trying the dummy, but Osteen keeping the pitches focused on that one. Maris fouls that one off. So we're going to stay at 1-2. 1 away so far. Runner at first. Swing and a miss there. That's going to be strikeout number 5 for Claude Osteen. 2 away for the Yankees. Bobby Richardson is stranded out at first in the first inning. He's out there in 4th. There's 1 out remaining. He'd quite like something to happen here. Lee Boyer steps in. Round out to open up the second. Oh, Richardson got himself on base as the first batter runner. First batter runner to do that. Only took us 7 of those. We get our first runner up at first base from a lead off batter. Ball 1 thrown down there. Cleet Boyer ahead in the count. 1-0. And he's just waiting to see there. Osteen shaking off 1 pitch. Waiting for the next one. And that's going to be worst. Ball 2. 2-0. Cleet Boyer not having had to do much at third base so far, apart from watch the ball go over his head. It's called strike. 2-1. Koufax has been doing all the work. Boyer's just been watching everything go past him and out to his teammate in the outfield. Richardson out over on first base, 2 away, no runs on the board. It's a 2-1 count. Boyer watches that one, goes foul. 2-2. Count goes equal high. Osteen, seeing it do one. Landreth has just stepped back a bit as the catcher. Goes back into position. 2-2 comes down through the middle there, and that's going to be strike 3. And with that, the side is retired on 3 strikeouts there for Claude Osteen. So there's going to be 1 left out on base is Bobby Richardson, and that's going to be a hit going on the board as well. 2 hits for the Yankees so far, but no runs in this inning, no runs in any inning for the Yankees, and no runs for the Senators either as we go into the 5th here. Are there visions of Scottish villages in your head? Then bring your family to the American Academy of Music this summer season to experience the splendour of Brigadoon, featuring the talents of the Bronx Theatre Society and the Monroe University Orchestra. Be entertained by the magic and power of this modern-day classic. For advance tickets, call into the box office on 57 Jerome Avenue. Well, it's been pretty much a pitcher's game so far. Bobby Landreth, Chuck Codier, and Claude Osteen is going to be the batting order here for the 5th for the Washington Senators, and this is 7-8-9 of the lineup, so Jim Bouton's going to fancy himself to get everybody here retired quickly in order. Facing a catcher and a pitcher in the mix there. So it's going to be Homie Landreth who start off here. And we're ready to get back underway. Ball one. Landreth watching at that one there. Going through underneath, curveball just grazing the bottom. This curveball's not really been making any difference in this game. Ball two there as well, and again running low. Might be a little bit better. Nestor Chilak just taking a little bit of time to decide on that one as we go 2-0. Landreth, as I said, not really getting much contact. There's cold strike one there. 2-1. Waiting for that moment. He's been waiting a lot all season. I said just the 186. Not gone yard at all here. 2-1. Goes 2-2. So count goes equal high. There's contact on a full count to fly out to Roger Maris in the second inning. 2-2 comes in. Swung. That's contact there. Picked up there shortly. Tony Koufax over to first base. Harry Bright. There we are. Nice, comfortable 6-3 there. Everything staying at shoulder height. And there we are. One up, one down. The Senators still to get an opening batter as an opening base runner. Chuck Cuddy steps in now. Somebody else who's been struggling so far. 206 for the season. The error last night contributing to that 5-run defeat. And it's a swing and a foul. Strike one there, going down the left. Bouton's just settling himself into a rhythm here. Last ball. Hitting just a little bit inside. Curveball is just catching everybody. So we're not in one and fouled off there. So we're going to go 0-2. Center's just not getting the right set in here. Curveball is actually throwing a little bit slower than you would normally see. Bouton's leaning on that a little bit more as ball one is thrown there. 1-2. Bouton just leaning away from the fastball. It's working so far. Getting everything in the air. His defense are getting their feet exactly the right place. 1-2 comes down, and that's going to be hit high, and it's not going to have any distance whatsoever. Tony Koufax taking that at shortstop on the run there, and it just hands that round the horn. Richardson and Bright getting a go at the ball as well, but it's a clean catch on a fly ball out to shortstop there, and it's 2 away. And so third man in the fifth is going to be pitcher Claude Osteen, facing pitcher Jim Bouton, and 20 games so far. 2 hits apiece from the pitchers, with nothing on their opposing number. Oh, one comes down there. Osteen getting ahead in the pitcher head-to-head here. Bouton prepares another down. Oh, foul goes down there. So 0-1 goes to 1-1. That ball is coming back down. Osteen trying to focus. Bouton asking for that one back. Nope, not getting it. Mr. Chalik is just throwing a low one from the umpire pocket back up there. So count is equal low, 1-1. And that's going to be ball 2 as that goes well inside on the left-hand hitter Osteen there. 2-1. Osteen waiting to see what he gets there. Oh, fastball comes down there for 2-2. Across the bat there. And then a hefty loud slam into the glove at the back there. Count goes equal high. 2-2. Bouton gets that ball back. Here's the wide throw, swing and a miss there. Whips himself right round like a ballerina. 3-2 was never on the cards. It's a strikeout there, so it's 3 outs there. Only the second out for Bouton so far in tonight's game. Yes, it is. Zeros across the board, no runs, no hits, none left on base, no errors. Charge to the Yankees. Bouton's pitching dominance continues. Still zeros across the board. And that's on both the top and the bottom. The Yankees still to score as well as we hit the halfway mark here. And we're going to have Elston Howard, Harry Bright, and Hector Lopez coming in for the Yankees when we get to the bottom of the 5th. And we'll take a small pause here for station identification. Welcome back to Yankee Stadium. You're listening to Classic Baseball Radio, KCBR. You'll find us in your local telegram office at classicbaseballradio.neocities.org. And remember, the old day you could just write down a zip code. Okay, Howard, Bright, and Lopez in here for the Yankees. Do we have the rest of the games tonight? We've only done 4. Yeah, let's have a look at them for the for in between. So, okay, Elston Howard steps in, struck out, swinging in the 2nd inning, and swing and a miss to open up there. And Claude Osteen still on the butt, goes ahead in the count 0-1. And our second pitch comes in for strike 2. Not 2. Still looking for a first base runner. It's not Bobby Richardson. And foul down the right side there. To stay at 0-2. Osteen, as we said, is coming. Oh, not 2. Ball 1. Count goes 1-2. Osteen, currently 1-4, just the 1 victory so far with that 1-2. Ball 2. So carries equal high. The 1 win for Osteen so far this season, and that win against the Yankees when they played them down in Washington at the start of the month. 2-2 comes down, and that's going to be hit. Flat line drive out to the right field on Jim King. Flat line drive straight into the glove of Jim King, who'd stepped in a little bit actually between first and the right outfield and gets himself in the right position to pick up Howard. So it is a 1 away. Bottom of the 5th here, 1 away for the Yankees as we welcome Harry Bright in and Hector Lopez on deck. No runs on the board for either the Senators or the Yankees as yet. Osteen pitches down, ball 1. Harry Bright pulls himself ahead in the count there. A little bit of a change-up action coming through. Osteen looking to get those coming down the left-hand side. Ball 2. Swinging it far too far there. And Bright not having any of that. 33 years of experience said that's going to be a ball. Got that one right. 2-0 comes down. And the curve's underneath. Curve's underneath for strike one, actually. 2-1. There on first base, he's not had to do much, just getting Homie Landreth out on a shortstop first base there. And that we get coming in there is going to be strike two. What a cold strike for Harry Bright. 6 strikeouts from Claude Osteen so far. 2-2 comes down, and it's going to be strikeout number 7. As Bright just watches that one go past low and on the inside there. So 2 outs so far. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Yankees still to get past first base in this game. Yankees sitting atop of the American League. Senators at the very bottom, 19 games back. It's not reflected in the scoreboard as Hector Lopez comes in and watches that one go past for ball 1, 1-0. And a clipper, 5 RBIs, so 5 home runs, 14 RBIs. 2 outs so far, nobody on deck, nobody on base, on deck. Jim Bouton, it would be a picture if it comes through. That's going to be ball 2. 2-0 on there. Fans looking for a little bit of action here. 2-0 count. Comes down, and that's hit high. It's hit hard. It's hit long. It's a dive. It's a jump hot there, and it's going to be taken out by Don Locke. Taken away from the top of the wall there. As Lopez gets underneath that one and lofts it high. Looking out 400 feet out to that bounce right in the centre. And getting underneath that one, and just a little bit of time. Don Locke grabbing that one up, running up the outside wall there and getting the glove to it. Pulling a home run away, I think that has to be said there from Hector Lopez, and that retires the side on a, well, gets marked down as a deep centre field, but really should, rather than F8, should go down as an H8. Heartbreak out in the centre field. After that, no runs, no hits, none left on base, no errors at all through 5. Hit 0 across the board. Regulation 9 still waiting for some action to come through here. Yankee Stadium here. Temperature sitting around 75 Fahrenheit. Cloud cover is just keeping everything warm. Unlike a Scottish summer where it's like when you get cloud it will drop underneath. Anyway, speaking of Scotland, are there visions of Scottish villages in your head? Then bring your family to the American Academy of Music this summer season to experience the splendour of Brigadoon, featuring the talents of the Bronx Theatre Society and the Monroe University Orchestra. Be entertained by the magic and power of this modern day classic. For advance ticket, call into the box office on 57 Jerome Avenue. Can't believe you're making me read out Brigadoon all the time. Okay, so let's go to the top of the 6th of our Regulation 9. Jim Bouton is coming back in once more. And it is going to be top of the order here at Brinkman, Minnie Mimosa and Jim King for the Senators. Just the 2 strikeouts so far for Jim Bouton. He's letting the fly balls do most of the work, and Hector Lopez doing even more. Although we're at Brinkman in now, and watches ball 1 go past there. The 21-year-old rookie is Brinkman. Struck out previously tonight for a not to card. Watches that one go. It's further ahead in the count for 2-0. Still waiting for the Senators to get there. Opening batter on base. And that one's going to be hit high. It's going centre field. Tom Trash is just jogging underneath that one. Holding off Lopez and Maris there. And an opening batter for the Senators once more is retired. Fly ball out to centre field there. Right on once more. Getting the high balls coming in. And the defence getting on nicely. Lopez, Trash and Maris left, centre, right in the outfield. Koufax still at shortstop. Boy Richardson and Bright across the middle. 3-2-1. Mickey Mantle steps in now. Drew a walk in the first inning. And gets ball one, so he's on the way for the adventure there. Go out in the third on a 3-1 count as well. So we're here in the top of the sixth, no runs on the board for anybody yet. Senators one out already. And ball two. The 2-0 on that one, coming down. And yeah, so it's a fly out for that. There was a walk and foul ball there for 2-1. 2-1 comes down, and that's on the ground, and it's going to be another. Koufax picks that one up there. How Bright throws over right for him, first base, and picks that up. Bright picks that up. First base, Mickey Mantle. Well, maybe he had the legs for that 10 years ago, but 2 or 3 paces short of the bag there. So it's 2 away. Koufax getting that one there and snapping over Harry Bright at first base. 2 up, 2 down. Top of the sixth, no runs on the board. Jim King steps in now. Jim Bouton lining well. And there's a ball one, so not on that one, but we have had 2 in scoring position. Minosa and Osborne, but nothing. Ball 2. It's great because I wasn't know where I was going with those words. I know where I'm going. There's a hit in the 4th. Nothing in the 5th. We're looking to close out the 6th here. Fly out and the ground out so far. 2-0 comes down. And that's going to be a hit and it's popped up towards shortstop. Koufax is going to be underneath that, isn't he? Yep, Koufax is going to get that one there. So little fly ball out to shortstop, and that's going to be a 3 up, 3 down. Ducks across the board, no runs, no hits, no errors, none left on base as we head into the middle of the 6th here in Yankee Stadium. Jim Bouton, Tony Koufax and Bobby Richardson. It's going to be 9-1-2 for your 1-2-3. Okay, we've got the rest of the scores I was talking about there for the we're still through the 5th innings, yeah? Yeah, okay, right then. So the White Sox are visiting Minnesota, and Minnesota by 4. Pittsburgh 5, Milwaukee 2. Again through the 5th inning there. Oh, LA Dodgers down by 7. 2 runs to the Trolley Dodgers, and at 9 to our old neighbours, the San Francisco Giants. You should have stayed in New York. Still much nicer here, leaving us all to go out on the west coast. Okay, Bouton, Koufax and Richards coming in here, so we are going to have the pitcher to start off again. It was a fly out on a full count previously, and we are going to be underway here. Claude Osteen is going to be staying in, and that's going to be ball 1. So Yankees, Jim Bouton ahead in the count. Senators, Claude Osteen balls behind. And that one's going to be fouled off there. High and over backstop. This is to 1-1. Move on as pitcher. Landing 100 and 4 RBIs into the bargain as well. So Doing more than you would expect for a pitcher. Swing and a miss. We're going to go 1 and 2 on that one. What is our head-to-head here? Claude Osteen 160 and 1 RBI, Bouton 100 and 4 RBI. Take your pick who you want. Just have a look at what their record is for the season, and that's just so we can sort of mentally decide as the 1-2 comes down, and that's going to be hit. It's bouncing on the ground. It's Chuck Cootie picking that up in the dive, gets down, snaps that back one out. Bobo Osborne gets that one on the stretch for out number 1 there. Jim Bouton getting some speed onto that one as it bounces straight towards Chuck Cootie. You're going to lean out hard to the left. Did an off-balance catch and a bare-handed throw over to Bobo Osborne as he twists behind in the ground. Osborne on the stretch to get that one as well. So it's a scrappy ground out, but situationally centers will go, we've got me out there. So Yankees 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. No runs on the board for the Yankees or the visiting Senators. Go back to the top of the order now with Tony Koufax. Koufax is on a 0 for 2 so far, and then we're going to open up with the ball going through there as well. Osteen taking that one, just trying to get the slider working, but throwing it too far out. And Koufax's been 6 years on the team now, 57, 89, 67 years on the team, and enjoying that rookie year back in 1957. What is going on there? Sorry, I'm looking at the notes. Where were we? Ball 2? Ball 2. Tony Koufax. No runners on, 1 away for the Yankees. And that one's going to be hit high from Koufax. It's going out there. Chuck Hinton, though, looks like he's going to be underneath that. Yeah, he is, and that's got out there. Chuck Hinton catches that one on the run, keeps feeding and just keeps running towards the crowd, but lots of fan there, and visiting outfielder pops that into a young Yankees fan there. He will try and get to slide that. I mean, Hector Lopez is out there. He could try and get him in the bottom. So Bobby Richardson steps in now. Richardson's been the only source of action so far for the Yankees. A hit in the first, a hit in the 4th. Other than that, nobody has reached on base. Claude Osteen through the shutout on the 10th, looking to try and maintain that record now. It's Bobby Richardson gets ball 1. Just that one go underneath. So 2 away so far. No runs on the board as yet. The Yankees or the Senators here in the bottom of the 6th. As we get a 1-0, goes 2-0. As Bobby Richardson already 2 hits, looking to go for 1 more. Leans back and lets that one go past. 3 balls, 3-0. .254 on the average and a 3-0 count. So that's that through the middle there. 3-1 on the strike as expected. Steps back in now. 2 away so far. 3-1 on the count. And that's another one going underneath there for Osteen. Nobody's curveball is working tonight. I mean, either that or the curveball is curving too much. Maybe they're all expecting slightly colder weather. Payoff pitch 3-2. And there we go. That's going to be hit into the left field. That's got a little bit of height on there. It bounces just in front of Chuck Hinton. Picks that up, throws it over to Chuck Cootie at second base. But Richardson already getting the hit there. And that's giving Richardson a 3 for 3 in the game so far. With 2 outs, the Yankees are going to need a little bit more luck here. Bobby Richardson, the only person to get through Claude Osteen's arm so far. 7 strikeouts for Osteen here. In the bottom of the 6th as Tom Trash comes in. Not for 2 game. We're out in strikeouts so far. That's that 1 go for ball 1 though. The Yankees will be doing, of course, is trying to get the pitch count up. Osteen has the power and the potential, but that bullpen is thin. 1-0 on the count. 2-0 on the count. Still looks low. My eye up here. 2-0 comes down, and that's hit high. Relatively soft, but it's going to fall in front of Dunlop between the outfield fence and second base. Nice little gap found there. Tom Trash gets himself a little pop-up and into the ground. That's going to take him first base. So first hit that doesn't belong to Bobby Richardson for the evening, and Bobby Richardson himself on 3 now up into scoring position. First the Yankees outstrunner to get into scoring position. Tom Trash being listed second name here, and they've got 2-1, and you've got Roger Maris coming in here as well. He's been swinging hard though. Struck out in the first, struck out in the 4th. Lets that one go past from ball 1. Well, struck out with 1 ball in each of the 1st and the 4th. With a quiet start to the year, waiting to do some damage, bouncing on the ankle, swing and a miss. 1-1 there. See somebody who actually wants to do a little bit of damage for the team. Maris there, looking a little bit hungry. 2 home runs last night contributed that 10-5 victory. No runs on the board as yet. Maris looking to do some there with that one. 1-1 swing and a foul there. I think to the dugout there. And opposite there, Richardson. Big opportunity there, but it's going to be 1-2. Maris swinging this bat hard. 2 away, 2-1. No runs on the board in the 6th. I wouldn't have given the signal, but I think he's just hungry himself and he wants to take that one. And that one's out, hits high, hits hard, hits long, right field, it's gone! Jim King has to watch that one pow past there as Roger Maris has sent that one yard. It goes out onto River Avenue, and there you are, Bobby Richardson over the plate there at a jog. Tom Trash a little bit faster behind him there as well, and Maris just waving to the fans as he heads to the dugout after their home run breaks. Open the game there. 3 runs onto the board there from an absolute bomb in the Bronx for Roger Maris, spending all of that time just throwing hard, hoping to get the contact. The contact came high, hard and long. Jim King there out in right field for the Washington Senators. Nothing to do on that one, but just to watch that go up over the bleachers, high and away. 2 outs, 3 runs on the board though. Yankees going up 3 here, and with that one swing, they bring Clinton Boyer out there, but with the bases empty, and Osteen throws down ball 1. Boyer, 28 RBI. You would have thought, oh, maybe I've got a chance here to build on that, but not needed. Thanks to Maris. Now it's all about your batting average. Clayton 318, and we get ball 2. 318 on the batting, 9 home runs himself. Passes, by the way, that takes his total to 12 for the year here at the end of June. Not quite the pace he's had in previous years, is it? You're never going to have that sort of pace. 2-0 comes down, foul down, left hand line, 2-1. Oh, it's going to be a 6th inning. We're looking to extend it. 2-1 count. Comes down, swing and a miss. 2-2. waiting there, eager to get the next one. A little bit of bouncing coming out there on the bleachers, as you would expect. 2-2 comes down, swing with a contact in the head side, and it's going to be stopped there. Chuck Cordier getting that picked up in the glove on the ground and over to Osborne, and boy, he just leans away from the base path and heads over into the dugout on the ground out there. 6 batters faced, 3 of them out, 3 of them got home from the bat of Roger Maris there. So 3 runs coming from 3 hits, none left on base, no errors charged to the Senators, but they are down by 3 with 3 innings left here in Yankee Stadium. Are there versions of Scottish villages in your head? Then bring your family to the American Academy of Music this summer season to experience the splendour of Brigadoon, featuring the talents of the Bronx Theatre Society and the Monroe University Orchestra. Be entertained by the magic and power of this modern-day classic. For advance tickets, call in the box office on 57 Jerome Avenue. I believe we have the attendance coming in here. So what do you reckon? Are we above or below the 10,000 for tonight? And we've got 9,990. That's going to be your official attendance there. So space out there for everybody to explore. So we go into the top of the 7th. Just look to me if any changes. No changes that I can see just yet, but not actually stepping in. What have we got going on here? Elston Howard, Harry Bryant, Hector Lopez are going to be waiting for the Yankees. Bob Osborne, Chuck Hinton and Don Locke, your Senators here at the top of the 7th. What's Howard waving up? He's waving out to the left field for some reason. I can't see, but I think, there we are. He's pointing up to the lights. I think he's just pointing out that he's getting some just coming straight into the eyes, and he's getting distracted by that eye line coming over there, and he's not happy with it, but Chilak's not giving him anything on that. He's just telling him to get himself down and start playing. Anyway, Bob Osborne, Chuck Hinton and Don Locke waiting on quietly. Is Howard happy with that now? Looks like he's happy. Jim Bouton on the mound, Elston Howard catching here as they face the Senators in the 7th. Bob Osborne stepping in now. Ground rule double in the first inning and a fly out after that. And now watches that one go past for ball 1. Howard, your eyes seem to be fine on that one and picked it out quite nicely. Pitch location, yeah. We'll maybe talk about that one in a moment. So Senators down by 3 here in the top of the 7th. First batter is up. None of them have reached base on so far. 1-0 swings comes down, and that's going to be hit high. It's hard and long to right field out there as well, and Maris is going to be running and just eases up, and that's going to be comfortable catch there right in front of the creatures. Who was never going to have the distance to make that one over the fence there. It's only 300 feet, but falls short a little bit out there as well. Osborne just not getting a good contact with the ball. So that's 7 batters opening up the innings for the Senators, and 7 of them sent down as well. Chuck Hinton in a 1-for-2 game in a single in the 4th. No support, no, in front of him there from the rest of his team. And Bouton prepares and throws foul, third baseline, and into the dugout down there. He's going to take that one for 0-1. Hinton will be thinking, I've made contact before, I've beaten Bouton already, but Bouton's just starting to pick up a few more fastballs after opening up the game with the curveball. And there's another fast and foul there. So not in two. Been watching two fireballs come down and making his best to make contact, doing it, but timing all completely wrong. Not two comes down, and that's going to be hit towards Tony Koufax there, comfortable there. It can take a moment or two to gather his breath before throwing over to Harry Bright at first. And there's the second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down here. 8 retired in order so far as we get in Dunlock. Bouton comes down, and that's going to be ball 1. Watt goes ahead in the count. Reached on a fielder's choice in the bottom of the 4th. There's 2 outs on the board already, so raised the bag, but have the chance to do anything else after that one there. Called first strike. 1-1. Count goes equal. 2 away so far here. Top of the 7th. Senators down by 3, looking to get on the board themselves. Fouled off there by Dunlock on the 1-1. So it's 1-2. 1-2 pitch comes down and hit their line drive, heads out past Bobby Richardson and underneath the glove, rolls into the outfield there, and that's going to be a base hit for Dunlock there. And that is first, second, third, fourth base runner for the Senators so far. 2 left on base. Out of that mix as well as Hobie Landreth comes in on that one. And it's going to be ball 1. Jim Bouton there just throwing a little bit low in that one. Hobie Landreth, 1-0, gets ahead in the count. That's going to be ball 2. Comes in for ball 2, so 2-0, 2 away, runner at first for the Senators, down by 3. Ball 3, 3-0. Bouton just not being able to lift that curveball up. Now he can lean more in the fastball. He's got the accuracy at the top of the zone, but he's not finding it at the bottom. 3-0 comes down, and that's going to be ball 4. And the second walk given up. Bouton walked Ewan in the first inning, and it's through to the 7th now. So Dunlock up to second base, runner at second, runner at first in Hobie Landreth, and it's not Cody coming in, so the second baseman is going to be out now for pinch hitter coming in. And now we're getting Dick Phillips coming in. That's the one we're getting as well. We're getting a pinch runner coming in as well. So Hobie Landreth is getting a pinch runner in the shape of John Kennedy, and we are going to have Dick Phillips going to be pinch hitting for Chuck Codier. And it's ball 1. So name change all round. So up on second have Dunlock. Pinch did have that. We've got a... No, I've lost track of... Well, there's ball 2. I've got track of that. That's something. Pinch running for Dunlock is going to be John Kennedy, and it's Dick Phillips who is doing the pinch hitting just now. Watches that one go past 0-3 comes down there. Dick Phillips now has a 3-0 count. Runners at first and second for the Senators, down by 3. One swing here equals up. It's the tying run here. And that's going to be ball 4 for a walk, and the bases load up there. That puts Kennedy over at third, Landry at second, Cordier over at first. And Claude Osteen is coming out of the game, and we are going to have Don Lepper coming in as pinch hitter. You've got to get onto the board here in the 7th. You don't have a lot of time when you're 3 runs down. The Leopard comes down, and that's going to be called strike 1 for and 2. The Leopard batting 265 for the season, and that's going to be called strike 2. Not 2 on the count. Bases are loaded, but 2 away though, so it's gonna have to be a hit for the Senators to catch up here, and hit there, and that's gonna go foul. Orange shot there from the crowd, and stays 0-2. The Leopard here is the go-ahead. 0-2 comes down, swing and a miss there for strike 3, and the side is retired. Jim Bouton there just acknowledging there with the dugout, and strike out looking there. Just the 3rd strikeout for Jim Bouton there, and a 1 with the bases loaded. So there's a whole line that is going to make great reading for the Senators. This is a story that we saw last night. You get your men on the base, but you can't actually drive them over the last run. No runs scored in that inning, just the 1 hit as well. That's 3 left on base. Washington Senators bringing the go-ahead run up to the plate, not able to do anything more on that. 5 left on base so far. They had 10 left on base total last night, so we're carrying on by the looks of it with that same story, and we are going to get a relief pitcher coming in as Claude Osteen was given the pinch hit routine. And with that, we'll have a little bit of a stretch. I'm going to do the same here in the booth, so we'll have the stretch and we'll have the pause for station identification. Listening to KCB, our classic baseball radio. Send us your telegrams, your messages, and your missives to the studio. classicbaseballradio.neocities.org. Some sort of newfangled telegram thing, I have no idea. But anyway, Elston Howard, Harry Bright, and Hector Lopez are going to be coming up now. We're expecting a bundle of changes across the board here. What do we have? Claude Osteen is going to be replaced on the mound by Ron Klein, which is really the only choice that they had in the dugout. Everybody else has got pretty tired arms. I think he's doing what they needed to do. Get out, Osteen out after 6. I would have preferred a little bit faster, but there we are. Don Lepper is going to be moving in to the catcher spot. And second base, we say goodbye to Chuck Cuddy, who's been doing relatively well out there. And Dick Phillips is going to be taking over the centre back for us here. In terms of your Yankees, it's Elston Howard and Joe Pepitone looks to be in the on deck as well. And Hector Lopez should be on after that. Okay. Underway. Ron Klein has had his warm-up pitches and he's throwing down to Elston Howard. Ball 1. So, yep, Harry Bright is going to be pinch hit there by Joe Pepitone. Pepitone on a... Well, we'll get to a slash in a minute there because getting ahead of himself, Howard might actually do some damage here. Ball 2. Watches that one goes past and goes ahead in the count. And Klein just feeling out the ball and the mound in the atmosphere here for cold strike 1 there, so 2-1. Klein likes his fastball and the curveball as well, so well, curveball's not been working for anybody tonight, so we will see if the fastball comes hit there high and it's going to go foul. Yeah, there it goes there, so it's going to be 2-2 on the count, equal high. And 2-2 comes in, left to go behind there, 3-2, so count is full, 3-2. Ron Klein there. Of course, he's also working Don Leopard as well, both of them giving the stadium attention here we have in Babes Park. And 3-2 comes down, swing and a miss. Oh, it's out of the glove. There we are, just running up. Head yourself up to first base, and the throw from Leopard to Osborne is going to be in time there. Oh, fun and games there. Hubbard doing a swing and a miss there. But Don Leopard just stepping in as catcher for the first time in this inning. Goes into the glove and goes out the glove there. So Howard had the opportunity to run, but it didn't go far from Leopard. So throw from Leopard up to Osborne at first base, and that is going to be... Oh, it's always fun to write down KD13, isn't it, folks? Okay, and that's going to be a first strikeout for Ron Klein is there. Yes, even though it wasn't a strike, strike 3, yada yada yada, he still goes on the total. The scorer is nodding at me like I know that, but nobody else ever did. Okay, no longer Harry Bright in here. We got Joe Pepitone stepping in here as well. One away for the Yankees, who are up by 3. Nothing on the board as yet for the Senators, even though they had bases loaded previously. Klein is taking a long amount of time to get set and comfortable here. He's ready to do that now. Pretty much fresh thrower. Swing and a line drive, and that's going out from Pepitone out to Dom Locke, who picks that out of the air in centre field. That's a line out there. Locke was already on the run in, even before the pitch had reached the bat by the look of it there. 2 up, 2 down. First one was scrappy, next one was a little bit more efficient, so 2 outs. Senators looking to hold the Yankees to just that 3-run deficit. And try and catch up here. Hector Lopez steps in now and watches ball 1. Head in the count. Ball goes back up there to Klein. I'm not quite sure what Klein and Leopard are like as a team work together. I don't think I've seen this pairing before. Fouled off there for Lopez. 1-1. Count goes equal low. Lopez is a ground out and a fly out so far in the game. 1-1 comes down. Fouled off once more there for a 1-2. Same balls. Asking out, he's got a fresh ball coming in there. There's a Childlike behind home plate. Settled into it. A couple of questions earlier in the game, but certainly opening pitchers were happy with the ball 2. I think pitchers were happy with the zone, so it's 2-2. Count goes equal high. Bottom of the 7th here at Yankee Stadium. Lopez receiving pitches from Ron Klein. Watches that one go, and the count goes full, and All I know is that all the lights are going to be on. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the 7th. Payoff comes in, and that's going to be hit out to the right field. It's going to be Jim King taking that one away from the Yankees as well. So with that, fly ball going out to the right field. Our lead pitcher in Ron Klein returns them in order. So through 7, it's Senators 0. I still get to say 0 even though I'm doing American sports, okay? Senators 0, Yankees 3. Okay, so we're heading into the top of the 8th. Yankees ahead by 3. Got a couple of final scores coming in as well. Philadelphia at Cincinnati. Philadelphia 1, Cincinnati 2. White Sox for the Twins. Twins are taking that one there as a final score. White Sox 3, Twins 5. And so we've got at the moment, we've got a few more results to go through, but we're heading now into the top of the 8th. Senators are going to be at the top of the order as well for their 1, 2, 3. Joe Pepitone is staying in the game over at first base for Harry Bright. Pepitone not quite fitting into the box that I have left on the paper. Joe Pepitone is not what I want to write down, folks. Hey, right then. So, Ed Brinkman, Minnie Minosa, and Jim King, top of the order. Brinkman fouls the first one off there. Jim Bouton still on the mound into 8 for the Yankees. 0-1. And it's going to be fouled off there for 0-2. Brinkman. Solid in the outfield at shortstop. Not had to be asked to do much today, but low average for an opening batter. That's ball 1. Yep. Bouton goes back to that curveball, and the curveball goes back underneath as well. 1-2 goes 2-2. Count goes equal high. Brinkman. Far better year in the outfield than he has in the batter's box. He's 0-for-3 in the game so far. 2-2 pitch comes down, looking on that one, and that there is strike 3. Only the 4th strikeout for Bruno, but it's now defending that 3-run lead. Given it by the ball from Roger Maris back there. In the 6th, Minnie Minosa steps in now. 0-for-2. There's a walk into the bargain there as well. He swings and a miss on strike 1 there for 0-1 count. And also 344 for the season, but still has to go yard. 2.5 months and some 68 games for the Senators, and that's going to be ball 1. That's going to be ball 1. Counts equal 1-1. One away so far. Just 5 outs left for the Senators to cut this gap now on the Yankees. Swing and foul. 1-2 there from Minosa to try and start the game off and get the damage going. We're already down by 3. 1-2 comes down, and that's hit fast. It's heading out. Tom Trash is going to be underneath that one though. Line drive just dips down slightly. Tom Trash races the feet behind it, lets all the power and speed of that ball go into the glove, and holds it steady there in the centre outfield. Minnie Minosa, second up, second down. Jim King coming in there as well, also having a 0-3 game as well. And lets that one go past for ball 1. 254 for the season, 11 home runs. He can get one over and into River Avenue. Starting to rally for the Senators as it is. There's 2 outs so far here in the top of the 8th. Yankees lead by 3 and they're going to be wanting to keep that foul. They're going to be wanting to keep that lead to 3 runs. It's 1-1. Jim King waiting to see if Bouton is going to give him anything. Watches that one go past low and outside of the zone. It's 2-1. No, it's 1-2 outside the zone. Me buying another drink in the bar when I get back into the commentator's cozy corner later on tonight. 1-2 count, and that is gonna go. I've lost track. Things over. Where are we, Ruben? We're 3-1. We're 3-1. Okay. Or instead of buying a drink, I'm buying a rabbit now. 3-1. Pitch comes down. And that's going to be hit there, and that's going to be picked up. Craig Boyer takes that there over to first base. Joe Pepitone there. Side retired. In order there. So there we are. Through 8 innings. Senators are still to get on the board. Yankees coming up. 3 on the board, looking to defend that lead. Build on it if it's all possible and see if they can get victory comfortably coming out of this one as well. Okay, heading into the bottom of the 8th. Are there visions of Scottish villages in your head? Then bring your family to the American Academy of Music this summer season to experience the splendour of Brigadoon, featuring the talents of the Bronx Theatre Society and the Monroe University Orchestra. Be entertained by the magic and power of this modern day classic. For advance tickets, go into the box office on 57 Jerome Avenue. Bottom of the 8th for the Yankees. It looks like we're going to have Jim Bouton, Tony Koufax and Bobby Richards. We're going in here, 3-run lead. They'll be looking to build up some more on that one. Pitcher time though as well, as we get Ron Klein facing Jim Bouton for the first time. Bouton's in a not 2 game so far. And he's going to watch that for ball 1. He's got a couple of practice swings there going through as well. Klein again trying to find the bottom over the zone there. I think everybody's been trying to find that. Trying like probably been quite foul down first base line there. As we go 1-1. We decided to take the swing on that one. Right now, the way the thing was going, I think anything that's going to be low, you're going to want to try and hit that one if you can as well. 1-1 comes down, and it's going to go. It's going to go low for ball 2. 2-1 on the count. 3-1 on the count. Bottom of the 8th, no outs yet. Yankees still got plenty to play with. Fouled low. It's always going foul. Section there is getting just a little bit too ambitious. 2-2. Bouton facing Klein. 2-2 comes down. And that's ground contact. Is going to go through. Diving catch. Phillips picks that one up. Underarm throw to Osborne as well. And that's going to be one away there. Second baseman or first baseman. Another bit of athleticism out there. But Cordia must have told Dick Phillips how you dive and throw it underneath your body. There you go. One away. Bottom of the 8th. Yankees up by 3. 2 outs left in the bottom of the 8th, but we do go back to the top of the order now. Tony Koufax steps in now. Ron Klein, eye contact with his catcher Don Leppard, throws down for ball 1. 1-0 there. If I said low, would you be surprised? Yep, it's low. Don't be surprised. Comes back again. And ball 2 goes down there as well. Slight angle here so I can see the outside pitches going through, and that one is the outside going through as well. 2-0 turns 3-0. Tony Koufax, strikeout looking in the third, ground out in the first, line drive out in the sixth, so it's a 0-3 game for Koufax going through here. 3-0 comes down, that's going high up there, it's gonna go long, it's heading to the outfield. Don Locke's on the run back and he jumps and he's another one. Don Locke steals another one away from the top of the fence there. Applause all round for that one, but it's the second out of the inning there, and it is another stolen home run there. Bobby Richardson stepping in now. I think a 3-for-3 game so far, and I was pushed over the line with Maris's home run RBI trip, home run 3 RBI in the sixth inning. On Clyde, we are looking to avoid that. Ball one. There we are, 2 away. Bottom of the eighth, Yankees. We're going to be looking to defend for the game when we get to the ninth. Ball 2. Need to extend the lead here and make it as hard as possible. 2-0. And that goes low and outside. 3-0. Nobody is. I mean, we look. There's just nothing coming in at the bottom. I'd love to see the scorecard for the umpire on this one here. 3-0 comes down, high and foul down right field line. 3-1. Ground out for Bouton, ground out for Koufax. Ground out for Bouton. Fly out and lost a home run from Tony Koufax earlier. Bobby Richardson. 3-1. Swings and hits. Nope, that one's going to go foul as well. Last bounce into the dugout there, so count goes full. 3-2, lights go on. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Richardson proving himself hungry. 3 hits so far in the game. 3-2 comes down. There we are, and it's hit high. It's hit hard. It's going out left field. Chuck Hinton backpedaling to get that one there. Plants the feet, and he's made it look easier than it was. Backpedaling at speed and catching that one there in the left outfield. And with that, side retired, so we're through 8 innings. Senators are visiting, so they're going into the ninth. None on board as yet. Yankees hosting them. 3 runs there. They're going to have pitching to save the game. Bouton is going to come back out as well into the 9th inning. He's going to go for all 9. Bobo Osborne, Chuck Hinton, and Don Locke are going to be there. All of them have managed to hit Bouton so far in this game. So it is not going to be a done deal here. All 3 of these batters know what to expect. Bouton knows that as well as they do. Bobo Osborne is going to step in. Ground rule double to open up, and then 2 flyouts so far, batting 237. 11 runs home and so far. Bouton winds up to there. Pitch comes in, and that's going to be hit. It's going out to the right field. That's going to be a base hit, dropping in front of Maris and behind Pepitone there to first base. So with Senators chasing 3 for the first time this game, they get their opening batter on base there. Bobo Osborne on first base. Chuck Hinton now coming in there, which means Don Locke, who's on deck, is going to be the tying run. They need to get Don over the line, and everybody else in front of them there as well, as we have Chuck Hinton coming in here. And the error last night, we saw it so far, and there's going to be ball 1. Cheers coming in for Bouton there. They were hoping for a strike there, but Bouton taking the time. Just picks the moment again there. Throws that one in underneath for ball 2. 2-0. Chuck Hinton has his teammate up, his Bobo Osborne up on first. They're down by 3 here in the top of the ninth. And that one's fouled off there. Jeered on by the creatures. Hitman now facing a 2-1 with a runner at first. Oh, and the steal attempt is Bouton wise to that one there and gets over Osborne, taking a little bit of a lead. With that diving back there to get that one in time, gathers himself together. Chuck Hinton still facing the 2-1. Bouton just looks over. Chuck Hinton facing the 2-1. Bob Osborne's on the run there. Chuck Hinton gets ahead and is heading up to third base. Picked up. Cleatwire does the pass throw. It's going to go over. It's going to go wide. It's going to go wide. Hinton had already hit to first base and he's going to get an extra one as well. On the error of the throw there. That's going to be an error on the Yankees at E5. Getting over there, and with that, the pressure goes onto the defense for the Yankees as you've got two into scoring position. One single from Hinton and then an overthrow. Cleatwire not fielding that line drive down the third base line comfortably over to Pepitone. Oh, Bob Osborne is going to make that over to third base as well. So there we are, runners on second and third. Got Dunlop stepping in now, it's the tying run. No outs as yet, so there's some stuff to play with here as well. Waiting for Dunlop, and ball one is taken. So 1-0 count now from Dunlop here in the top of the ninth. Yankees defending a 3-1 lead, but they have runners at second and third. The tying run is at the plate for the Senators, and it comes down there, and that's going to be ball two. And oh, there, Jim Bouton's been on the mound for the entire game, and he's getting close to looking out of gas here as he fouls that one off there. As that takes us to 2-1. 2-1 comes in, runners at second and third. Contact's made, it's going to go over to the shortstop, it's picked up. Tony Koufax throws that over to Pepitone. He's going to get the out at first, and they're going to let that run come home. Bobo Osborne making it over the line. Dunlop though, run out at first. On what you could see as a sacrifice, but with just the 3 outs left, just the 2 outs now. Yankees happy to trade 1 out for 1 run so far. Chuck Hinton, well, it's only base runner now, who's at third. Dunlop in the ground out there, so we are going to welcome in Ken Retzner now, who's going to be hinge hitting for Hobie Landreth. Interesting choice to put Ken in here. Ken's only on 177 the year. And gee, you probably want Ken rather than putting in Ron Klein. So there we are. Ball one. Coming down there for Reitzner. Yankee Stadium looking 1 out. So far here, the top of the ninth. 1 across the board so far for the Senators. Ball 2. 2-0. Senators 1, Yankees 3. Yankees defending the 2-1 lead. So you still have a tying run at the plate here in Ken Retzner. And that's going to be fouled off. It's going to be fouled off there for a 2-1. Bouton's just putting a bit of the speed on now. That comes down. That's going to be strike 2 looking. It's a 2-2 count. 1 away, top of the ninth. Senators down by 2, needing to find 2. And that's going to be ball 3. There's some peel. There's a shake of the head there from catcher Elston Howard. I think that was thinking that would be the second out. Anyway, the count is full. It's 3-2, 1 away so far. And we've got Chuck Hinton out there on third base, and it's going to be contact made, and that is going down center field. It's past the second field bag, and that is going to bring 1 more run home. And just like that, there's a little bit more tension in the air. Ken Retzner there getting the single, and yeah, there's cheers for Jim Bouton. Bouton is just going to step off there. 8.1 innings pitched for Steve Hamilton now, just taking his warm-up pitch signal. I think he's only going to be getting 3 warm-up pitches on that one, and he's going to be facing Marv Breeding, who's going to be pinch hitting in for Dick Phillips. Marv Breeding is going to be coming up in a situation where he's got a teammate on first, and that teammate is the tying run. Breeding is going to be the go-ahead, and that was the last warm-up pitch signal by Nestor Chilak, our home plate umpire. John Rice at first, Bill Valentine at second, Bill McKinley out at third, and there's ball 1 thrown by Steve Hamilton there. Got a righty-lefty matchup here. Just going to Hamilton, just taking that one back up. It's a 3-2 game. Start ball 2. Ball 2 for a 2-0 game. He's pitching to try and save the game here. Tying run is up there on first with 1 away. Go ahead. So the 3-0 comes down, and that's going to be hit up the middle, leaning towards right field. Roger Marsden picks that up on and relays that in. And so Tony Koufax picks that up fast in time just to stop anybody going any further. With that one there, Tom Brown, who's pinch running in there from hand right, so missed that one. It's got himself down at third base, but pass throw in from Arsby is just not going to go any further. So we've got runners on the corner. The tying run is up there on third base. We've got another runner on first base. That's the go-ahead. And the Yankees have only got a 1-run lead. They're defending. Senators, bottom of the league, of the American League, facing the league leaders, and a chance here, and it's going to be goodbye to Steve Hamilton. Steve Hamilton waved away. He's only going to face one batter as we welcome in Bill Stafford. He's been told he's getting 3 warm-up pitches. So Steve Hamilton there. 1 hit goes on the record. No outs registered there as well. Stafford is going to have the pressure on him now. Top of the 9th here. Senators have cut the lead from 3 down to 1. 1 out on the board so far. Bill Stafford looking. Is that last warm-up throw given? Looking as relaxed as you can, throwing down to Elston Howard, and that one goes down incredibly wide. That's probably going to be a walk. We're going to get an intentional walk here, aren't we? Yankees are deciding to load up the bases on this one. Don Lapper, pitcher there, and they've decided they're going to go and load up those bases and go for the force out anywhere here in the top of the 9th with 1 out, and looking for the double play if they can find it as well. It's an interesting gamble. Stafford comes in. He is going to be facing Ed Brinkman. Is back to the top of the order as well. It's a 0-4 a game, and it's ball 1. Comes down there. Brinkman on a 0-4 game. Stafford looking to 2 more strikeouts, and he'd be quite happy with that one, and that's going to be ball 1. Long wait there from home plate umpire there. So we're 1-1, and that's going to be, that takes us to 2-1 on that one. Stafford planning the count's lead. Remember, we've got runners at first and second and third, and comes down. That is going to be strike called. 2-2. 1 out so far. 1 run in the lead. Bases loaded by the Senators. Yankees trying to throw this game out, and that's strike 3 called. There's 2 away. It's the first out for Bill Stafford. swing and a miss there on Ed Brinkman, who's now kind of not in 5 game. And would you believe the old heads that are coming in now? 2 away for the Senators. They've got runners at first, on second and third, and it's Mickey Mantle coming in. Well, the choices here, there's not many with 2 outs with the bases loaded. Yankees just need a force out, not absolutely anywhere. Any out will do it. Mantle needs to swing the bat. 9 times an All-Star, lots of experience. Sitting here with the team at the bottom of the American League, and he steps back out of the box. Just looking to upset the rhythm of Stafford. Stafford's not having any of it. He's staying absolutely immobile. So here we are, 2 outs. Crowder upstanding on this one as well. Pitch comes down, contact made, it's going out. Roger Maris indicates he's got it. The feet are planted, the ball is going in at the glove, and that's your game. Fly ball out to Roger Maris, and I think Maris is just getting a lot of their home run in the 6th inning from Maris. Put 3 across home plate. They gave the Yankees that 3-run lead. Washington catching up by 2 here in the 9th. Jim Bouton going through 9 innings, at least into the 9th, but pulled back. Steve Hamlin loading up the bases there, but Bill Stafford coming in to close out the game. The win is going to go, and leans over to the scorers. The win is going to be given to Jim Bouton as well as their Stafford is coming on, saving the game there at the end. Losing pitcher on that is going to be Claude Osteen, so the 1 win so far is against the Yankees back on June the 10th, but revenge has been drawn. Jim Bouton there throwing 8 1/3 innings in a 3-2 game, which started out as a pitcher's duel for 5 innings before the Yankees put their stamp on it and said this is our game, and take another 3 innings for the Senators to find a response, but a response that was not good enough. We have some more game results going through, just 2 to pick up now. The Mets falling behind St. Louis, and it's 6 to St. Louis the game there, and Cardinals winning by 4-6-2. Mets winning 2-4. We'll just call out the people who left New York because they didn't like it here, wanted to go to the sun. LA Dodgers 3, visiting San Francisco Giants up at Oracle Park in San Francisco, putting 9 past them as well. Well, at least the Dodgers lost. I think the Giants won though, but there we go. Just the 1 victory there in the Bronx here was needed to keep them on top of the table. Chicago White Sox 1 game back from the New York Yankees going into the games today. And the White Sox there, they were falling behind Minnesota. Do we have a final score there yet? 5-3 Minnesota. Okay, so that's 5 to Minnesota, 3 to the White Sox. 1 extra game win here for the Yankees, so that puts the White Sox 1.5 back. Yankees in the lead comfortably at the top of the American League. And with that, Washington are going to fall 20 behind. Okay, so the signal's given there as we're going to get ready to send you over for quite a late night jazz here on the airwaves. But before that, a reminder on the numbers across the board. Washington Senators, 2 runs coming off 7 hits, no errors received as they visited New York Yankees, 3 runs coming off 5 hits, 1 error credited to the Bronx Bombers, but nevertheless New York Yankees going in there 3 runs to the good against the Washington Senators 2. So where are we going to start off with our jazz? Is it going to be take 5?
Senators pitcher Claude Osteen would finish the season with just 1 victory, but his dominant pitching caught the eye of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Osteen would become a cornerstone of the Dodgers' 1965 rotation, alongside legends Don Drysdale and Sandy Koufax. The Yankees relied heavily on Elston Howard while Mickey Mantle spent 10 weeks on the injured list. His leadership behind the plate helped earn him the American League MVP award, making him the first African American player in history to be honoured in this way. Thanks to Howard's coaching, pitcher Jim Bouton would have a breakout campaign during 1963, posting 21 wins over 30 starts and earning him the status as the Yankees' latest ace. Bouton would go on to write his memoirs in Ball 4, a controversial look at the sport, the players, and the office of the baseball commissioner. It is now regarded as a landmark publication in American sports literature. This broadcast should not be considered a complete or fully accurate historical record. Nevertheless, that was our story of the game. We thank Crafting the Call, Retro Sheet, and Sports Reference. This is Classic Baseball Radio on KCBR, classicbaseballradio.neocities.org.